I got main stage. We have the Orlando Reapers and OpTic Gaming, the green wall. And I'm going to start it off with you, Kraz. You know, I was listening to you in the pool, and the fact that you guys are a 1-month-old team, you know, for the people who don't know, what have been the challenges with that? You know, you got a young player on the team. You know, it seems like you're kind of playing a lot of roles: coach, dad, mentor. It's amazing. Can you walk us through what it's been like?
It's definitely not been easy, but it's been manageable. It's just kind of tough sometimes because, you know, we're a newer team and some of these teams have some, you know, more practice than us. So it's definitely been tough.
So you're up against the green wall, returning champs here, coming back in Mexico City. Is there any intimidation coming through?
No, I wouldn't say intimidation. I'm actually kind of happy we're playing them because we need it. So hopefully we can fix some of our mistakes.
All right, Summons, you guys are returning champs here in Mexico City. Not only do you represent the green wall, but you're also representing your Latin culture. I know your vlogs, you get to vlog in English and in Spanish. What are the challenges coming in, you know, in a Latin culture, but you guys, you know, representing an NA team?
Definitely just keeping that #1 spot. You know, last year we did win in the finals, you know, the event. And, you know, this year we just got to make sure we keep working hard and trying our very best to keep that #1 spot.
So how are you guys mentally, physically coming into Mexico, or how are you guys feeling?
We're feeling pretty good, you know, besides, you know, Billy, I think he is a little bit sick, but on top of all that, you know, we're all good. We practice very hard here. We even practice on land at our house, so I think we're very prepared for this event.
Any words in español que quieras decir a todos en el chat y aquí en México?
Sí, can I hold the mic? Sí. Ya ustedes ya saben, el otro año ganamos y ojalá este año lo que vamos a hacer otra vez mismo. Muchas gracias por todo el apoyo.
So he said, you know, thank you to everyone and thank you for the support here for the green wall. Well, let's shake hands or fist pump. Let's get this matchup started. But enjoy this video here from OpTic Gaming.
I've been feeling real good, you know, since I've been on OpTic Gaming. You know, nothing but success, nothing but currency. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's really just a blessing, you know. I feel like this is where I've always belonged, you know, at the top of my game. And, you know, it's nice to play with players that are on my level. Making money doing something you love is, I'm pretty sure everyone wants to do. I think everyone was put on the planet to do something, and I was put on this planet to play Gears of War.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Gears of War Pro Circuit, Mexico City. Fallout here, your desk host, joined with a new cast of characters. -1 PR still joining us, but we got my man Veli, the character of Gears of War, back on the desk. Veli, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing good. We're in Mexico City, day 2. I'm happy to do this.
You and I both. And of course, the only player in Gears history to win 3 championships in 3 titles, 10+ championships total. What
No, 6. We got 6.
Right,
two in each title. That's the easiest way to do it. 2 in each title.
Oh, I'll never forget that.
Gears 2, Gears 3, Gears 4.
All right.
Yeah.
None in UE, huh? Yeah, you disappeared in UE. What happened there?
No, none of you. Let's not talk about UE.
That's how his career in UE. Went to Smash, started doing some other things, but we're glad to have him now on the desk. Having some fun here after match #1. Was a close one. In map 2, at least in control, almost lost it and went forced to game 3, but they're able to clutch up now. We got OpTic Gaming versus the Orlando Reapers. Ribs, I'm going to ask you, any thoughts on this matchup? Do you think there's really any hope for the Orlando Reapers?
Probably not. I mean, kudos to them making it into this pool play, you know, trying to challenge the top 12 teams. But honestly, you know, you have Kraz, you have Yogurt, you have Hudson's. These guys haven't been playing that much. They kind of picked up the sticks. They're like, hey, let's go to Mexico. They've been making a little bit of a roar online in the 2Ks, but to go against OpTic Gaming, it's going to be rough. I'd be surprised if they take maybe 2, 3, 4 rounds tops in any of these 2 maps.
Yeah, there you have it. And of course, you always want it. Here's the Orlando Reapers on your screen right now. Top left is Hudson's, his return to Gears Esports. One of the best and most formidable snipers in Gears of War Ultimate Edition. You remember him on Canals, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Kraz, the bottom left, most outspoken player. I gotta say, it's good to have him back in Gears on stage in interviews, that's for sure. But we'll see if they can do it. Of course, our job as casters is to create storylines and give some hope to teams. But man, when you're going up against OpTic Gaming, it's tough to do. It looks like map #1 is ready to go here. Let's see if Orlando Reapers can do it. I hope they can create a story and change the tide here. Veli, PR, take it away.
PR, it's our first time casting, right?
Yeah, I'm excited. When I saw the schedule, I was like, ooh. Ooh, this is going to be interesting. But let's see if this story is 1 chapter or is it 3.
It's going to be a struggle because the Orlando Reapers, I saw them play against Reciprocity. They didn't look too hot. But going against OpTic Gaming is going to be an entirely different beast. And jumping on board with Solar's summons, he's going to get the first blood. And 3 kills right away for OpTic Gaming. The Reapers are going to have to answer back strong.
I mean, this is the tail of the tape of what we were expecting to see here. OpTic Gaming kind of dominating, but Noxious, former champion in Gears of War 3, kind of dominating with Synergy for a good portion before Glory came about. But Mental, he's kind of hiding there, getting Hudson's, catching him off guard. So OpTic already controlled the hill, and this is where Mental, he's going to do just Mental things, kind of bait with his teammates. This is really, really interesting that only A is capped so far here in this matchup.
And the beauty about Slab is that you can get spawn trapped, but there's 2 different exits. So we're seeing Orlando Reapers, they're learning from OpTic Gaming spawn trap with Mental and Summons, and they're going to the other side. Hudson's able to get a trade with Mental, and let's see if Orlando Reapers can catch back up. Right now, OpTic Gaming, even though they have been slaying out of control, it's still a 1-to-1 hill lead with the A hill now being captured, so OpTic can maintain the lead.
Yep, you see them going to push towards this B side of the map. Explosives with a big double kill with the help of Praise, and you see them pushing forward, trying to help Summons, but Summons is going to go down before it's too late. And this is what Praise, you can try and use the angle of where you can kind of hide there for a moment. You see 3, maybe even 4 members of the Orlando Reapers trying to push up towards B on this neutral hill, and this is where you expect them to have to push one side or the other. They're going to go for this decap. After that, it's any man's game. You got to make sure you stay up, and that is big against OpTic Gaming, not taking free damage, because right now with that down, you gave them an inch, and they're expected to take a mile.
But take a look at Orlando Reapers now making a push. OpTic Gaming, they're going to have to realize that they're going to have to defend this B push. The thing about Orlando Reapers, they're not afraid to push OpTic, and that's exactly what you need. Both the Mental on the flank doing Mental things, taking out a Versa, going for the second. Noxious unable to down the Mental's full red, still alive somehow. But he finally gets down, and OpTic, they're going to have to come up, protect Mental, and pick up on these kills.
Right now, OpTic Gaming is doing a good job controlling really the pace of the match. Even though the score is relatively close, it wouldn't look like it if you were looking at just the kill feed right now. As OpTic Gaming just seems to come out on top of almost every exchange. It started off early on with Mental and Summons pushing up and getting control of the Orlando Reapers home mill. And since then, I don't think Orlando Reapers have had a chance really to strike back.
No, it's been pretty much a scrappy game for Orlando Reapers. OpTic Gaming is pretty much business as usual. But if you're going to want to have to come back against OpTic Gaming, you're going to have to throw something out they haven't seen before, run in their face, be persistent, because a lot of teams are scared of that, and that's exactly what we see. It's explosive. The IGL finds himself in a 1v3. Noxious able to get the down, and Yogurt cleans up the kill.
Yep, and if you look at the score right now, 175 to 140. OpTic Gaming does win off of 1 hill capture points. So I don't expect them to kind of die for hills. Yes, they should be fighting for them, kind of like what you see here. But dying for them isn't that good. You see OpTic Gaming, even though this action is going down on OpTic's home hill, a triple cap opportunity for a second there was still coming out. A's going to go in their favor, and I don't think there's enough people alive for the Atlanta Reapers to get the break. So OpTic Gaming going to start off strong in round number 1 with a nice victory for the score limit.
So Jacob, you and I, we've competed earlier on in our careers, and as a competitor going against a team like OpTic Gaming that everyone expects them to win everything, what's the mindset you have to come out with?
You honestly need to come out ready to win, ready to just slap these guys in their faces, because one thing I've always said about going against OpTic Gaming is when you start going down early, it doesn't matter your comeback in the middle of the game. Once they get the first 2, 3, 4 round lead on you, that's where they begin to suffocate you, and it doesn't matter if they're taking you serious the entire way. That coming out of that hole is just too much for going against OpTic Gaming.
You're definitely right, and we're taking a look at Orlando Reapers placing a boom shot down, slap, dab in the middle in between Death Row and Furnace. The strategy is going to change just a little bit, but now everything is going to depend on the initial fight. We're going to have to see Orlando Reapers really come out consistent and strong. Versa, the latest pickup on his roster, 1-4 currently. He's going to have to pick it up, but Noxious is going to go down. But Kraz able to get the first blood, and Versa, the man I was talking about, picking up a second kill. Right across from Praise, he finds himself in a 2v1. Oh, with the bait and switch, Kraz leads the way with a Versa right behind him. But a Versa, you're going to have to go in and help out your teammate. He gets down, Kraz gets down, and OpTic Gaming somehow able. Oh, it looked like they almost won the initial, but Kraz picking up the boom shot, getting a double kill. One of them was his teammate.
How Praise stayed alive that long, I'll never know. I thought that was going to be an easy win for Orlando Reapers there on that boom shot. Unfortunately, Kraz forced to trade with a teammate with that boom shot. He does have one more, and this is where I always talk about how you use the boom shot is important, but explosive, he's going to get the stun on him, Kraz. He does have that boom shot, so him with that kill, that is huge. The second boom shot coming out, connecting. This is where you expect the Orlando Reapers to start to push up, but with a stop like that from OpTic Gaming, that might be the brick wall that they're running into.
But the IGL, Kraz, the fact that he's able to go out there and just make big plays on his own and really lead the way for his teammates, that's absolutely huge. But Aversa finds himself in a 1v1 against the god. Summons able to take him out. Hudson leading the way, getting a kill right after that on Mentals. And Hudson holding on to some real estate over here in the Furnace area. If he's able to hold back OpTic Gaming by this A hill, Orlando Reapers sitting on a 2-hill lead, they'll be able to hold them off just a tad bit, but they have to be cognizant. You see OpTic Gaming gathering around Death Row, where it's currently a 3v2, and the B hill is in their sights.
Yeah, but you see them pushing up. First thing they're going to do is get the break. After that, they're going to probably bait and switch. Explosive pushing down, trying to get some kills on the players that are lancering. He doesn't actually get the kill on Yogurt. This could be a godsend on the side of Orlando Reapers. Now they have what it takes. This is where you push forward. Don't worry about the hill. Make sure you're going in and trying to get these guys off of lancering. You push up, get these kills.
Numbers. You have numbers.
Yes, but they're letting them spawn up. Explosive is already up. He's just going to immediately spawn up, go left, and he's back with his team, and it's a 3v3.
Okay, Yogurt now. The OG Gears 3 champion trying to lead the way. He goes down, but it is too late. Explosive was able to respawn and help out his teammates, Summons and Praise. And Orlando Reapers, they're stuck. They don't know what to do.
And it's really scary that you're saying that they're stuck right here, because that's perfect. Right now, the boom shot's going to be spawning up in maybe a minute, probably less. And that's in the middle of the map. You have all of your team, or at least the heart of your team here. One person is dead, so OpTic Gaming can easily just say, hey, we don't need this position. We don't need this map. We're going to grab boom shot, and then we can go for it after that.
This doesn't make sense. So Orlando Reapers, they have the numbers, got the kill on the IGO, but they weren't aggressive. They didn't take advantage of every opportunity possible. The B hill isn't captured, but their home hill was taken from them. OpTic Gaming now surrounding Orlando Reapers. Yogurt is going to have to go big. Praise is pushing into a 1v2, but with Yogurt full red, he's unable to survive. But Aversus is able to avenge his teammate.
And Aversa is stuck in the position. The Atlanta Reapers are stuck in the position. They can't even cap any of these hills anymore. They need to slay OpTic over and over again, and it just doesn't look like that's going to happen.
What is this? Aversa, you're a 1v2. You don't push those. You run away and stay alive. Capture that B hill and let your teammates rotate around to try to get a triple cap. But OpTic Gaming looking strong, going for their second win this map. Orlando Reapers, they have some catching up to do, but it's the mentality of how they come about their strategies and pushes. There's so many times where they were up PR, but they were scared.
One thing I will give the Orlando Reapers here is that round took nearly 4 minutes. Usually OpTic Gaming, especially when they're getting these early kills, Mental even grabbing the boom shot, they fly. It's a minute round, 2 minutes at the most, but 4 minutes in this round shows that Orlando Reapers are at least doing a little bit right. As you see them hovering over the weapons, they're going to put that X towards the Furnace, and that Furnace fight, and we both kind of know that that's mainly like a smoke fest, kind of where you throw that boom middle to try to take away the strategy. So it's interesting that they kind of blocked that off and kept the middle. Going to see how it plays out here, though.
All right. Taking a look at the stats, we see Summons, the isolation player, currently 8 kills and 3 deaths so far. Doing extremely well against Orlando Reapers, but starting off on this initial to get the boom shot. That is the key. That is the goal. And Mental getting there way faster than the other front spawn player, which was Noxious. Noxious, it's going to be the first to die. Mental's going to back up, make sure his teammates have the help that they can get. Aversa goes down. Hudson, he's going to go down as well. And there's one more player in the back. He's going to find himself in trouble. That's going to be Kraz. He didn't live long.
When I'm watching some of these fights, I'm thinking, wow, Orlando Reapers is keeping it. Oh, wow. But just out of nowhere, I look, only 1 dead on OpTic, 3 dead on left. I'm like, where did this happen? And through the smoke, I hope he was marked. There's no way Mental gets away with that.
Mental happens to do things like that from time to time.
He has X-ray cam. This is what Mental is seeing, and he's the only player that is seeing this.
He's a god for a reason, right? And with the boom shots being utilized to their full advantage, the domination timer is coming through, and it's only a matter of time before OpTic Gaming wins another round. Orlando Reapers, you're going to have to wake up.
And I really want to see them start to wake up. Noxious with a double kill. Look at the score right now. And this is something I've always said. If you're fighting on your home hill, those trades are crucial. You're going to force those members of OpTic Gaming to spawn up across the map, and that allows you to gain some control right now. So they're doing a good job of holding it off. The score doesn't mean too much just yet. I know the boom shot's going to be spawning up in about another minute, so they need to start making this offensive play. If you're the Orlando Reapers, they need to get them off the home hill, because OpTic Gaming doesn't even necessarily need to capture this hill. They just need to keep doing what they're doing.
It was a 2v3 before Praise ran in and got a chunk. Orlando Reapers, they're absolutely terrified to take over their own home hill. And right now, OpTic Gaming, they're padding stats, PR. That's all they're doing. They're padding stats. The game should have been over about 30 seconds ago. They got about 10 more kills and finally ended the game. But this kind of wakes you up, because Orlando Reapers heading into this event, we saw them in the 2K tournaments where they actually played well, and they opened the eyes of a lot of teams out there, especially the middle of the pack teams, to where they were beating them. Coming into this event, they lost to Reciprocity right before this game. That could have messed up your mindset and momentum to go against OpTic Gaming right afterwards, but you're going to have short-term memory, something that Fallout always preaches, because when you play against OpTic Gaming, you're going to have a clear mind and be full of confidence.
We always talk about this mental and explosive duo. They have 29 kills, essentially 30 kills in 3 rounds combined.
Stop.
I'm pretty sure that's more than the entire, or close to more than the entire Orlando Reaper. Okay, maybe 9, 20. Oh, very close. It's very close. But if people are, it's like 30-something kills there. But if 2 people are matching you, there's something wrong right there. And then we're talking about mental, we're talking about explosives, and then Summon's going off with a double kill.
And there you go.
Yogurt. He tried to make it happen, but Praise was able to clean that one up. So if you're the Orlando Reapers, you need to start gaining some momentum. They would and throw those instants up top. But I wouldn't even mind seeing a boom shot and a drop on the map at the same time to try and confuse and play for what you want to play for, rather than OpTic Gaming is obviously going to play for boom. You're going to play for boom. So it's kind of, you know, you're head downing each other.
But that's an interesting thing that you talk about with the weapon drops. Orlando Reapers, they X'd out a spot the second round. But if you're losing against OpTic Gaming when it comes to this one particular fight, don't you want a secondary option?
You should. You should have something. And that's why if Orlando Reapers don't win this round, I expect something crazy to be swapped. But actually, I don't even know if it's possible, because of those side weapon slots. They might have to play something there. All
right, Summons getting full red by Kraz's boom shot. Kraz able to clean up the kill with some Lancer Fire. Pretty easy kill to get, but Kraz is going to be on the move with that Noxious, the old SYN champion back in Gears 3. In the 2v1 against Summons, they're going to have to utilize their numbers. With the player from OpTic coming out of spawn, Kraz is pushing by himself. They're uncoordinated in this fight. And before you know it, a 1v2 turns into a 2v2, a trade happens, and Mental gets his home hill.
You talked about them not being on the same page. Noxious and Kraz were kind of bait and switching each other. Nobody was lancering. Then Kraz goes in, and Noxious runs to the other side of the map. They need to get this together, and they need to get it together quick before it's too late. That's going to be a Versa and Hudson. They're trying to do what they can. Nice crossfire coming out, but they're being forced back little by little. OpTic Gaming taking all the inches that they want of Versa. He's going to try and counteract that, pushing forward. He's forced back full red. Hudson's full red as well. He's finally going to go down. Solar's cleaned up, but this is a brawl right here towards this B side of the map. 3v3, but OpTic Gaming with a triple kill and make it 4. Summons Noxious all by himself, and this is the tale of the tape. OpTic Gaming just coming out strong.
Yeah, there's about 5 more seconds before everybody respawns in Orlando Reapers, and Noxious being cognizant of his side. He was being flanked by Mentu, but Mentu, he wants all the static. He runs in there and gets the instant one-shot down on Noxious, but with Yogurt right behind him. He's able to step in the hill, stopping the domination just shortly, but it doesn't matter, PR. The boom shot came.
And this is, if you're on the side of the Orlando Reapers, right now, this is the round. Even though I'm pretty sure you have to place a double weapon down, because that's the only spot available.
It's a no-brainer.
Make it good. Make it a shock. Then you can throw it in directly through the windows towards the boom shot fight. Maybe you throw the overkill down and switch it up, and you're able to do long range. You need to do something that the team isn't necessarily used to. And this right here, even though there's not very many options, this is going to keep the same exact fight that they've been losing round after round. So don't know exactly what's going on in the minds of the Atlanta Reapers, but they need to start getting some sort of momentum here soon.
Putting a hammer burst down is going to be, it's not going to help them out as much as they think that it is, because their main issue is that they're not playing for each other, okay? Whenever they're trying to do a bait and switch, somebody would back up and then run away. No one helps each other out. There's not a lot of Lancer fire. This isn't the Orlando Reapers that we have seen heading up to this event, but OpTic Gaming looking better than ever. As Explosive tweeted the other day, he said, this is why you don't poke a beast. A lot of people had
100%.
questions and doubts about OpTic Gaming with their losses in the online tournaments, but they came to play. Land is when it matters.
To me, one of the worst things you could do is beat OpTic Gaming before a land event, because that's when they tend to try their hardest.
Yes.
It's a wake-up call for them. You see Noxious with the boom shot, and then we connect with anything, and then the triple cap coming out. So even though they seem to have won the initial, it was OpTic Gaming going around and using their rotations rather than hitting a brick wall versus brick wall.
Yeah. I would say if I'm on Orlando Reapers, you know what you're doing right now, what you think is right is wrong. And whatever you think is wrong, you might want to start doing that. You know, throw something crazy, be different. Wolfpack, a lot more. Because these team fights, you're not as aggressive as you should be. And taking a look at a versus face, it looks like, you know, they've been depleted. They're wiped. They look lethargic
I'm
almost.
depleted and wiped after that bull talk was placed down. I want to know what's going wrong, because this is essentially 6 rounds of the same exact thing.
Yeah.
And I saw this in the Invitational where it was OpTic Gaming versus Rise on Diner, and the Rise did the same thing. They didn't switch up the fight. They didn't throw a big power weapon to kind of force them outward. And this is where it's like the composure might be an issue. Even though they might be like beating each other up and yelling at each other, they probably aren't also being productive.
No. But you know what? This might be the moment that Orlando Reapers were looking for. Noxious able to get the quick pick on a boom shot, but we haven't seen any kills, but he kills himself in mid-2. That's 3 down for Orlando Reapers, 2 down for OpTic Gaming, and Hussins finds himself between a rock and a hard place. But he gets taken out. OpTic Gaming containing the B hill with the A hill still under grabs. The C hill is now being captured.
And, you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles. You give them boom shot 6 rounds in a row, or 5 rounds in a row. Obviously, there's no weapons on the first round, but match point for OpTic Gaming. And this is very, very bad if you're the Orlando Reapers, because even though typically when a team wins their 6th round, that means you get your last weapon placement going in.
Yeah.
But when you're down 6-0.5, you don't even get that last weapon placement to try and make a comeback. So right now, if Orlando Reapers are going to win, they have to play with the game being 100% in the hands of OpTic.
And it all starts with the basics, with all the with all the weapons being swiped off the map coming in at halftime. Orlando Reapers, they're going to have to utilize their team fire, communication, and rotation. In order to be OpTic Gaming, this round should be longer than the previous, but with the way OpTic's been playing, I wouldn't be shocked if this ended in about less than 2 minutes.
I agree with you 100% there. Just jump on board Noxious in this second half. Orlando Reapers needs a refresh, but Solars with a huge flank on Noxious with a nice double kill as he takes out Yogurt as well. Versa basically in a 1v4 situation. He's going to fall. So OpTic Gaming coming out strong in the second half. And this is bad news bears if you're a fan of the Orlando Reapers.
No. Kraz had the right idea. Help out Hudson's in the 1v1. But now, since he didn't help Hudson's, he got caught in the 1v2. Hudson dies. Kraz, he's all by himself. But Praise, he's smarter than that. One of the best defensive players in the game. He knows not to push that. He called it out. Explosive comes on the flank and got the easiest kill of all time. Yep. Now, they're going to rotate around and get this D-hill.
This is where Orlando Reapers basically backs up against the wall. These are short 12-second respawn rounds, and OpTic Gaming already suffocating them. Look at the D is being decapped. Noxious kind of forced to run away. We don't really have very many options, as Eve was broken by his teammates. They're going to look like they're going to play through E, but they need to start making offensive moves now, because playing through E is only going to last you for so long.
This looks like a game of cat and mouse, PR. Every time OpTic Gaming takes a hill from Orlando Reapers, they run all the way to the other side of the map and capture another hill. But Orlando Reapers, there's going to have to come a time where you have to fight back. You have to take these hills from OpTic Gaming, and with Noxious challenging a 1v1, the call out wasn't there. A second player came out and killed him with ease.
And if you're Orlando Reapers, these fights are crucial. You need to start winning your individual fights and your team fights. Explosive, he's going to get double teamed by Hudson's and a Versa, so that's a good start if you're the Orlando Reapers, but you need to keep going from there, because it does look like right now most of their numbers are still at E. Solar's all by himself, taken out by Kraz, so a little bit of momentum starting to be gained on the side of Orlando Reapers, but they need to put their foot on the pedal right now and move forward.
All right, Orlando Reapers getting a 2-1 hill lead. This is a great start. They can actually win with a 2-1 hill count, if my math is correct. But with mental down, Kraz stands still. Maybe he had a brain fart, finally down mental, and didn't know what to do right afterwards.
That's very unfortunate for Kraz. Probably a little controller malfunction is the best thing I can think of right there. Versa, he's going to get taken out as well. And there you go. Nice double kill by Summons as Hudson falls. And there you go. 5 dead on the side of the Orlando Reapers. Match point. Noxious, only person able to get the touch. If he doesn't get the touch, they won't win the game. And he saves it at the last second, taking out Solars.
Noxious with the big boy play. Now pushing the very next 1v1. He goes down, but you hear the sound coming, PR. OpTic Gaming, they are 20 points away from securing round number 7 to perfect this map. But with the mental.
Don't do it to him.
He's going to do it.
You already won. You already won, and he does it to him.
Mental. It's out of his mind, and that is it. OpTic Gaming takes map number 1-7-0.
Winning the match was not enough.
No, he embarrassed him. You know that controller malfunction that Kraz had? You kind of hope that all of OpTic Gaming had that in order to give Orlando Reapers a chance, because that was a slaughter.
Full red and pull some acrobatics, pick up the last kill. Looked a little bit like Ribs in his old days.
Yeah, that was a slight roadie strafe there. He roadie ran, and then he actually turned his camera about. Like, that was
yeah.
like a full 180. Yeah. And then he lines up the shot so quickly, and that was a full spread shot. He got the chunk right around the corner.
Yep. Unbelievable showing from Mental. And, of course, OpTic Gaming looking very, very strong. I mean, honestly, what is there to say about that? Is there anything that Orlando Reapers got going in your eyes?
I mean, they made it to pool play, like I said. Kudos to them. But, you know, after losing to Reciprocity and now it's looking bad for OpTic, they're probably going to drop into our losers bracket. Just understand, you know, you're on main stage against OpTic. Use this as a learning experience. Don't get down on yourselves too much. Just try to make OpTic at least work. You know, I don't think they were down four or 5 members at once that whole match.
No. So basically what you're saying is they showed up. That's what they did. The only thing they did is they made the pool play, so they showed up. And but honestly, at that point, not much happened after that. I got to say, though, when you're trying to find some positives here, Kraz looked like he played well. Kraz is looking like he's still Kraz of the old, running around, slaying out, keeping up with a lot of these top players. But if you're not meshing as a team, if the whole team isn't coming together, not much is going to happen.
Well, you see the fundamentals on point. PR and I, we pointed out earlier that they did a lot of bait and switch. They did a lot of things right, but it was an execution. In the bait and switch, PR, if I back up so you can come in, I don't look the other way and run around. I pull out my Lancer and I help you out. Okay.
There's moments there I'm like, where's the Lancer? I'm like, ooh. But you know, I'm up here. I'm just a caster.
Yeah, what do we know at the end of the day?
Yeah.
No, there was definitely lack of coordination. A lot of those plays, you could tell they're a little disoriented. But that happens versus OpTic, especially on this main stage.
Yep, that is going to happen. That is natural. Of course, Slab map number 1, 7-0 in favor of OpTic Gaming. Map number 2 will be on Dam. You mentioned it earlier that OpTic sometimes does show a little bit of weakness on Dam when you play some power weapons like boom shot and drop shot. Do you think that's the strategy here coming in for Orlando Reapers?
I don't know if weakness is the word for it. You know, against some of the other top teams, they may have struggled against those fights, but the
slight hesitation.
Yeah, they were the best on Dam, in my opinion, in season 1. You know, they've turned to some other maps now later in season 2, but I don't think they'll struggle against this team on Dam. There's no way.
No, not at all. Actually, I heard rumors that OpTic Gaming, they actually made bets with each other about how many maps that they're going to lose this entire event. And a lot of them are betting that they're not even going to lose a map at all. So with that type of mindset, Orlando Reapers, they have a tough road ahead of them. I don't see them winning this map at all, especially with what we saw map number 1. So, you know, good luck.
Yeah, I know OpTic is likes to have fun like that. They like to make games out of oh gosh. Something is happening. Crowd is literally swarming over there in the side station. We'll hopefully get that update for y'all if we can. But OpTic Gaming likes to have fun with it at the end of the day. Right now they're betting on map. Something tells me if they don't drop a map this game, or this tournament, the next tournament, the Season 2 finals, they're going to be betting on rounds. How many rounds they're going to do?
No. That's confidence, if I've ever heard it.
It's someone that mentioned they say 0.
Yeah, exactly. Didn't they win Ohio without dropping a map?
They did.
They did.
They won a few events.
They got close to losing to Rise, but
they didn't let them drop map against Rise, did they?
No, they got really, really close. Rise was kind of like, I think, really close to winning, and it was one of those rounds where I think Billy came up clutch again.
Yeah.
What's new?
Of course. This guy's doing it all. He's playing Call of Duty. He's playing other titles. He's pursuing other titles. He's great at Fortnite as well. This guy, Mental, is just an unbelievable gamer at the end of the day. And, of course, professional Gears of War player. Season 1 MVP. One of the best Gears of War players, honestly, in the history of Gears. He is, of course, alongside praised the Gears of War Ultimate Edition Season 1 MVP. That's 2 MVPs on one team. Many people argue that Explosive should get that title this year. You're going to have 3 MVPs sitting next to each other on one squad.
It seems realistic because everything that we see Explosive do, as an IGL for the #1 team in the world, no matter who they swap out as their 4th and 5th, he always leads by example, and they have the same mentality every single time. And even with their ex-players, they still can't figure them out. So Explosive, he keeps things fresh, he keeps things new, and he stays dominant.
My question for you guys, though, top 5 Slayers, top 5 players overall in the game. A lot of people back in the day would say OpTic fits every single one of those top 5.
No,
you got some players like Rushy's out there. You got Icy out there. Where do you rank other players?
I feel like OpTic Gaming, Blaze always says, if you put OpTic Gaming in a shotgun fight, 1v1 against any other team, especially against Denial, there's a chance that OpTic Gaming might get their ass kicked, you know? Exactly, it's a 50-50. So OpTic Gaming is not about just having the best players in the game, it's just having understanding and trust with each other.
Yep, and that's the biggest key difference from a lot of these players and things is they so focus on the right play and the wrong play, they lose track of getting on the same page and learning and growing together, because you make the wrong play, you start to rage, somebody quits, and you don't necessarily learn.
Yeah, well, of course, that's going to be it for OpTic Gaming. Looking very good here, up 7-0. Orlando Reapers has a mountain to climb coming in to game number 2. Let's take a look at Orlando Reapers.
My gamer tag is Aversa, and I play for Orlando Reapers. Making it to pool play is it's a dream come true, because open bracket, it could get really tough. A lot of teams here, it's a lot of competition. There's a lot of fans here. The excitement is just it's amazing. I definitely have something to prove at this event, because the type of name I have, I should have been here before, but now that I'm finally here, I'm here to show the world what I can do.
You have it for the Orlando Reapers. You see him on screen right now. Aversa, the young 18-year-old, really looking to put his name on the map and on the board here in Gears Esports. We'll see what his story, his trajectory continues to be here. One of the youngest players playing this weekend.
Yeah, it's really a beautiful thing to see, because when you take a look at the make of Orlando Reapers, you have 4 veterans that's been there and done it before. And the fact that they picked up some new blood, that infusing that with the veteran IQ of these guys, I really love what Aversa brings to this team, but I want to see him let loose. This is his first time playing OpTic Gaming on the main stage, on the big stage, and I want to see him show out.
Well, it looks kind of like Robert Griffin III there. I don't know as well. OpTic Gaming on the flip side, of course, ready to go here. Praised. You hear the man roar. He called himself a lion earlier, actually.
Did he?
Yeah, oh yeah. You see it on screen. As it looks like game number 2 is locked in, loaded, and ready to go here. We have OpTic Gaming against Orlando Reapers. A clean sweep, 7-0 in map 1. Can Orlando Reapers turn the tide and change the story here in map number 2?
All right,
PR, take it away.
Kicking things off on map number 2. Dan, sorry to cut you off, Fallout, but PR, in regards to initial strategies, what are we going to see on this map? What is going to be the focus point?
I mean, typically, you usually see a couple people going out wide towards B, but both teams actually throwing a little bit of a curveball, sending 2 out each for that plat side. OpTic Gaming already coming out strong with Solars getting first blood on Aversa. This is where the rotations are going to come out. Hudson's, knowing they lost that fight, forced to rotate over towards B, and this is where they can use their numbers to get praised, but Summons doing just Summons things, pushing forward. Hudson's kind of letting Yoga get flanked, and this is the story of the tape for the Orlando Reapers, but he makes up for it with a huge double kill to start off.
With an early blunder and able to pick it up with a double kill. Hudson's now landing a brick at Summons. But can he finish it? Getting pistoled in the back. Summons knows he has support, but support also comes from Aversa. Now we see another 1v1 at this top area. Solar's trying to make something happen. OpTic Gaming, they're going to lose this B hill fight. So taking a look at their spawn hill, we're going to see Praise over at the C hill, and they're slowly going to rotate over to the beach walkway area.
Yep, you see now the Orlando Reapers are forced to be the ones to make this push. It's actually, excuse me, it's going to be OpTic Gaming forced to make this push towards B side. You see 4 members through this X-ray cam throwing smokes, and this is where they're clouding everywhere they can look, so no one could really hide in the smoke, but lots of spots coming out. It's going to help Raz. He's trying to make a play, not able to connect with any kill shots just yet, but Summons, he's going to draw first blood in this exchange. Explosive getting one, but Kraz doing what he can for the Reapers before getting taken down. Now the numbers are in OpTic's favor yet again, and this has just been the story. They always seem to come out on top of almost every exchange, and people say, hey, it's as easy as hitting your shots. It might just be.
It's easy to say
that shot, somebody else is dead. Hudson already did get a double kill as well. So, I mean, it could be as easy as that, but we'll never know.
And 1 by 1, we saw Orlando Reapers completely get wiped, and they're on their last stand as OpTic Gaming. They're surrounding them, but Reapers now fighting. They need to be persistent. Now that you committed to this push, make sure you go out there. Aversa is going to lead the way with Hudson's right behind him. Noxious, the veteran, he's going to lead the charge with a shotgun, but Mental flirting with danger. And with Hudson's angle, he's going to be able to get praised. Just a little bit weak, but he has to be aware that Noxious is in a 1v1. Noxious cleans up the kill, and Reapers, they're looking good so far. All right, they're going to win back this B Hill area.
All right, a nice
That
start
got scary for a moment.
for the Reaper. I think this is the closest we've really seen this matchup so far as they're striking in towards B. Ribs kind of said it. If there is a map that Orlando Reapers has a chance to get, it is going to be Dam. You see triple cap opportunity coming out. Mental got the touch at the last second after the cap. He thought he needed just to get the touch, but he did need to get the decap. So nice first round by the Orlando Reapers to come out on top, and this is exactly what you need to do. You need to come out strong in the beginning. That way, if OpTic Gaming starts to string together multiple rounds, you still have the lead.
So, Orlando Reapers, they can actually walk away from here and say, hey, we were up against OpTic Gaming. Yeah, this is on the second map. They only up 1-0. We're going to take a look at the Marxist being placed over in the truck area now near your home hills, the A and C hill. So, with Kraz on top for Orlando Reapers, let's see if we can go ahead and keep up that same type of intensity. I want to see some more from Versus still. 1 kill, 3 downs, but 2 assists. So he's staying in the battles, but I want to see him really go out there and be that little online warrior that we're used to.
Yep, you see Mental is actually going to be the one grabbing the marks. The Orlando Reapers actually choosing not to grab the marks off the initial. Very, very interesting is seeing you could really pop heads from across the map with that thing, but Praise, he's going to be the one taking much of the position here on B side, and this is where he can tend to take advantage of Yogurt right here. He's going to make sure he doesn't get flanked, turn around, and that's where he sees his team in a fight. He's going to try and help him, but nice flank by Kraz there, and he's going to continue to push forward, get put red by the Marks, so maybe a little bit ill-advised there, or maybe it's just the route that he took. We see OpTic Gaming kind of set up towards those mid steps, so it does look like even though Orlando Reapers have 2 hill caps, it does look like OpTic Gaming has control of the map.
And Mental putting in work with the Marks, able to kick Yogurt out the way, getting the kill in. Aversa finally picking up this powerful secondary weapon for Orlando Reapers. But Mental, he's keeping his head down, pegging Noxious on the forehead every single time he peeks up, doing exactly what his teammates need. And look at that, 2-1 hill lead. OpTic Gaming, they are highly aware. You see Mental turning his screen. He sees Hudson and Noxious rotating, and that's coming from a call-out. The comms are on point for OpTic.
So they try to do a little bit of fake out wide, try to spread out the numbers for OpTic Gaming. Now it looks like Orlando Reapers are going to go ahead and make a 4-man push with that Marksa as well. Versa, he is going to be the one going down. Nice smoke going thrown across by Praise. Explosive with first blood on this exchange. And Praise showing no fear, just completely destroying him. Goes for Hudson's next, considering he was spotted. Praise knows there's another one on his backside. And this is something, ladies and gentlemen, at home, you guys should learn from Praise. The way he's just keeping his head on a swivel, knowing the numbers because of his teammates, and making sure he doesn't head down in an ill-advised fight.
At the end of the day, that looked like Praise having fun. He's throwing the smoke and getting loose out there, PR. But now, everybody's backed up on this truck. Yogurt, Hudson's, Kraz, and Aversa. They know OpTic Gaming is hounding that home hill, and they're currently desperately trying to make a push. In a 3v2, you're going to have one player go down, but with support fire coming from OpTic Gaming, Hudson's able to get through free. Kraz is able to get through as well, but with their health extremely low, they're going to jump over the cover and start supporting their teammates.
Explosive, he's rotating that Marksa over with a full man advantage. Make that 2-man and make that 3-man advantage. Okay, I was about to say 4, but Yogurt trying to do what he can, trying to even it up. And this is where Noxious needs to go big. But look at that support fire from Explosive. He's making sure that he's full red in almost every fight here on out, and it's just too little, too late. OpTic Gaming winning the second round, but we're all tied up here, 1 apiece. Orlando Reapers showing life in that first one. OpTic Gaming strike back in round number 2. Now Orlando Reapers have the option here of what they want to do with this weapon swap. Veli, what do you think is the type of weapon they should play? Because it's been 2 relatively even rounds.
Orlando Reapers, they actually, shockingly, look strong on the initial fights, especially up top on the map. Put down a big weapon. If you're winning initials, I would trust that you would win the drop shot or the boom shot that you put down. I don't want to see another support weapon. You're going to have to go big. This is not the play.
Especially since they weren't even really fighting there.
You weren't fighting here. So now you're moving the fight from an area that you were winning over in the pumping station.
Oh, they hear you. Calm down, Veli. They hear you.
Kraz, if you hear me, put down a boom shot, a drop shot. We don't want that name.
It's going to be instance.
We don't want it. Don't exit out. Don't X that out, Kraz.
That's where you can usually throw a Hammerburst, and the Hammerburst will work as an X. But we'll actually see how it goes, because realistically, it's kind of what we wanted, how the fight's not getting switched up. So you're going to have another initial similar to what we've already seen, where we know Orlando Reapers does have the upper hand so far. Now it's up to OpTic Gaming to see how they're going to counteract and adapt to what they're doing.
So it's interesting. Mental, he picks up the marks off the bat, but you see Orlando Reapers picking it up as well. Maybe that extra 2 seconds from Orlando Reapers from not picking up that power weapon was what they needed dominant in this initial fight, but you see the platform. They're slaying out. Hudson's able to take out Summons Yogurt, taking out Praise, hitting him with an absolute break. But he gets down as he's supporting his teammates. But with the sneaky Mental, oh, he's looking for a double kill. Yogurt, that's one. All right, if Mental gets his triple kill PR, I'm going to retire.
We'll leave right now. There'll be nobody casting this match if Mental
There's
gets
no
this.
way at all he should live through this. Okay.
Shout out to Hudson's and Krabs making that happen, making it to where I can continue my casting adventure here on the desk. But it's Summons. Wow. Hello?
Okay. Hey, great shots from Orlando Reaper, still showing life. You see that marks up play from Kraz, and Hudson's right behind him. Two support players just putting out fire, laying out that damage, making sure everybody's weak. And with the revive, Hudson's able to pick out Kraz, but OpTic Gaming, they're just too persistent. Their Lancers stay out, and they keep that fire on one guy consistently, making it impossible for Kraz to even come out alive.
I do like what they're doing right now. Orlando Reapers having a good hold against the green wall, but this is where 4 members, maybe even 5, are beginning to push outward for OpTic, so it's about the hold right now. Good choice right now to back up on the top side, but it's that middle that was taken over by Praise and Mental. Yogurt and Noxious were taken out. The rest of the members of Orlando Reapers are forced backwards, but this is where you expect OpTic Gaming to keep the train rolling.
Okay, Kraz still showing everybody that the old man can still shoot, getting the headshot on Summons, and Hudson's the support player. We saw him with a sniper rifle getting heads in UE, but now with the mark, so he's trying to repeat the same here in Gears 4, and Kraz, it's in a place that's not really favorable, but if Hudson's able to get a weak Kraz, he's going to push up and try to get the kill. To know there's 2 players, then they're going to take it a little bit slow right here. I see them rotating around towards the pit area. Yeah, they're going for the home hill. They don't want the pumping station at all.
This is a good fight going down. Yogurt, Noxious, and one more. Solar's next. Explosive, one of the last members alive. He is put full red. They need to be able to clean up this down. Explosive can't get alive anymore, and he's going to get taken out as well. So only 2. Make that 1 as Praise goes down across the map. Mental saving Praise for the time being. He's put full red, so he can't necessarily get the revive just yet, but Praise is going to tap up, down but not out.
I like what Orlando Reapers is doing. I like what they're doing right now. They're able to get the double team on Praise. They're going to win this round. Capturing the B hill, they lost the C hill. No one's the owner of that, but I doubt OpTic Gaming, they're going to make a play in less than 20 seconds. It's going to be pretty much a miracle, but in the 2v1, Nox is still making light work of Summons. Orlando Reapers now waking up, giving OpTic Gaming a challenge. Like Rip said, damn, OpTic, they haven't looked too strong in the past, but you know, they're not worried. But Orlando Reapers,
throw the boom down.
Yeah. They're going to do the right thing now.
They're going to throw the boom pit. They excel in those style of fights. They've played it time and time again because realistically when other teams play OpTic, they also throw that boom shot down on the lower side of the map. So that's what I expect to see out of OpTic.
Taking a look at Kraz on your screen. He's coaching everybody. He's an emotional leader. It looks like he's yelling, but just that's passion.
Yep.
He's very outspoken, very vocal, and he's making sure that everybody's making the right plays. Orlando Reapers, they came into this map damn playing out of their minds. Their initials have been on point. They're winning fights. OpTic Gaming, they're definitely looking human right now, but it's still 3 rounds in. Let's see what happens now.
This is where we're going to go off the break. Different change of strategy. Lots of action here ahead of us, at least for the remainder of the half. Lots of smokes going out. Solar somehow sneaking that boom, but he's going to get taken out, so boom is on the ground. Someone's trying to even up the fight, and there's Kraz as well. OpTic Gaming, for the time being, have the upper hand. Kraz, he needs to go big again. He's going over the cover. He's actually dodging a couple of shots, but he's finally taken out by Mental. And this is their opportunity here to look for the boom that was dropped earlier on.
And let me break this down a little bit for the viewers. A lot of you that are new to Gears of War, you're seeing all this smoke play where people are running through the smokes and they're getting kills and they're chunking, and you're wondering, how do they know that they're there? Well, it's really important that you keep your communication up, and also there's a feature on this game to where you can tag somebody. So whenever you see a character with a little circle over their head, that means that a player called them out, tagged them to where they're visible for a few seconds for their teammates to go ahead and go in for the kill.
I was thinking that crossfire was just too much, and then Mental with a flank with that boom shot, putting it to use almost perfectly there. Now they're going to force it up. They're making sure that it's not for nothing, and this is something I always talk about. You got to make sure your boom shots are worth it. Noxious all by his lonesome. Now Kraz, the last one alive. He's actually going to sneak across the map, and this is something you see out of Ribs' style of play when he was actually a pro player.
Shout out to Ribs, Kraz. Now, saving this round from the Orlando Reapers. OpTic Gaming weren't able to snag it. Kraz is going to go down. Yogurt's going to fall after him. A Versa. Make that a triple for OpTic Gaming. Give that a quad, and that's going to be it. Domination coming through. And now we have a tied game. This is scary territory. Yes, you're up against OpTic Gaming, but keeping the lead is essential. Whenever you let OpTic Gaming have a chance to breathe and come back, that's where, you know, things start to go out of control.
I want to see a drop shot top. I think that's the only weapon that'll really change that is throw the drop shot up top, and then you play for the weapon that you want to play for. Those ensigns is going to keep the same fight. At most, maybe it's a 1v1 at most, but then you're kind of at a disadvantaged fight towards that boom shot. So what they did basically is solidify what the fight is we're going to see for the remainder of this half.
There's no counter on the map for the boom shot at all. In the pumping station, we usually see a 1v1, but with the boom shot there, they're going to utilize all assets to get that. So you're going to have one player in the back of the platform. You're going to have OpTic Gaming gaining control of it, and with the smokes out, Orlando Reapers, they're going to go for a quick pick. But Summons, he's going to get the first blood. Kraz, able to get the boom shot. What is he going to do with it? Oh, he's going to miss his first shot. Yeah.
I'm glad you heard that along with me. And he drops the boom shot. OpTic Gaming 5 alive. Orlando Reapers 5 dead. Somebody has the opportunity to grab the boom shot. I don't even think they wasted the time picking up the boom shot.
They actually did. All right, OpTic Gaming, business as usual, winning the round in less than a minute, 40 seconds. I can't even use the bathroom that fast. But Orlando Reapers, I'm tired of seeing these base weapons being put down. You're going to have to change the map. That's the beauty of escalation. You're able to change the dynamics of the map at will. And with them putting down the frag grenade in the middle, you're going to have to put more pressure on the platform.
At most, I think with the frags there is you might see an extra guy, maybe 2 from one side, kind of play towards the nades, while the rest of their team kind of plays back. It doesn't necessarily play aggressive on the boom shot. But I think the way OpTic Gaming has been playing it right now, I think
they're not platform heavy.
They're not necessarily going to play for it, but kind of like what I saw. You see 2 guys or 1 guy from each team playing towards those steps wide, towards the baby steps, and the rest of the team playing towards the boom shot. Kraz, he's going to go in. He's going to get taken out. So it's quick work by OpTic Gaming yet again. So this is what we were talking about with these weapon placements. They need to be more aggressive with their weapon placements if you're Orlando Reapers.
And this is where you need a counter for the boom shot. You don't win the boom shot. You're sitting there with a frag grenade in a 1v5. You have Mentor with a boom looking at you. What do you do at that point?
To be honest, there's not much you can do, especially if your vibes aren't even there. We already talked about Kraz getting a little vocal. We don't know the exact reason. Maybe he's trying to pump him up. Maybe he's a little angry, or maybe he's just passionate. No matter what it is, it just doesn't seem to be working.
No, not at all. With the boom shot kill coming in for Solars, he's able to get the last kill as the domination goes down. OpTic Gaming, your champions of Gears of War. Not even arguably, they are the best team in Gears of War history, trying to hoist the trophy at the end of this tournament. But PR, we're going into halftime, and what does that mean?
That means the boom shot is gone. All weapons are wiped off the map. Hills rotate just a little bit. Respawn timers back down to 12 seconds, and the Orlando Reapers get a second chance.
So we're going to go into a scenario where we see another basic strategy. This is where Orlando Reapers, they have a chance to come back, okay? With their initial strategies, they're able to overpower OpTic Gaming. They were actually getting a lot of kills. Rotations were on point, and they were playing for each other. But with this familiar fight, we're going to see if they can keep up that same type of intensity. You see Noxious, setting the tone, taking out Mental. OpTic answers back with Summons. But take a look at this 1v2 fight. Aversa, he's going to have to get that kill. He gets that. Summons comes out. He falls as well. Aversa picking it up. And there you have it.
Orlando Reapers seem to be strong on the kind of base initials where there's not too many weapons on the map or not too many big impact weapons that you kind of have to fly for. So I like what I'm seeing out of the Orlando Reapers, especially since right now they're looking to push forward, getting this kill on Praise. 12-second respawn timers, though, that means they don't necessarily have the opportunity to push up with this man advantage. So this is where they go in, they gain that little bit of positioning forward, and then now they got to look for the next kill when OpTic Gaming pushes in, because OpTic Gaming will be looking to push in here shortly, but it's going to be Kraz taken out. Noxious next is Explosive getting a double kill. So what looked like going in favor of Orlando Reapers kind of deflates as OpTic Gaming with a huge double kill to take back E and position across the entire map.
It's pretty unfortunate. Noxious runs in, thinking Yogurt has the support. Little did he know, Yogurt was behind a smoke grenade, reloading his gun. Everybody's falling, everybody's down. Explosives having a field day. Noxious, the last player alive, able to get a kill, but that is all she wrote for him, and the domination's coming through.
And to me, Orlando Reapers needs to start paying attention to when they're dying and even how they're dying, kind of. Because I see a lot of them in positions while one of their teammates are dead that they're still trying to fight for some reason. Obviously, there are some occasions where OpTic Gaming is kind of pushing, so you really have no choice. But right there, I mean, you had opportunities to spawn up. You had opportunities to come back, but, you know, you had Noxious somewhere else. You had another person across the map. Now the boom shot by the Orlando Reapers placed right back into there. A fight they weren't winning before, so it's crazy to me how they're going to opt into that fight again. But mental and explosive. I've never seen two players consistently as this getting a high number of kills time and time again. I think the only real duo that I know can match it back in the day was Rushies and Speedy.
All right, here we are, round number 8. OpTic Gaming up 5-2. Orlando Reapers starting things off with a Versa, getting the first blood, but that's going to be nothing. When Mental runs around, getting a double kill, Summons right behind him. Mental getting 3 kills off of the initial, and that is a wipe. PR, before this match started, I spoke to Letnick, your friend, the coach of Reciprocity, and asked her how their game went against Orlando Reapers, and she said, you know, even though Orlando Reapers lost, she said it's pretty hard. The fact that you come into pool play, you lose your first game, and then you have to play OpTic Gaming right afterwards, that does a lot to you, man.
It really does. And then you have to play one more.
One more. It's a must-win.
Yeah, because at that point, you are starting on a harder side of the losers bracket and one extra match to play as well if you come fourth in the pool. So you don't necessarily want to come fourth in the pool, but this is where Orlando Reapers finally pressuring OpTic Gaming back. They're pushing forward. They're making things happen, putting a lot of damage down, especially by Aversa. He's playing this really smart. He's stunned right now, so he's going to take a little second to regain some health, but you expect him to go wide right now and try and put back as much support fire as he can. Unfortunately, him and Hudson's get too separated. Hudson's was taken out, so Aversa kind of by his lonesome for the time being. So this is going to be interesting how long he's able to stay alive.
But take a look at this. Explosive. He's playing passive. He's playing passive. He knows that Aversa has to push him and get the kill. Aversa ran right into it. Explosive was able to get the right-hand advantage, exactly what he wanted, and got the up A. Orlando Reapers, I'm going to be quite honest, I don't see a scenario where they actually come back from this, but they should actually take notes from this matchup, okay?
Yep.
Learn from what you did in previous games when it comes to power weapon drops, when it comes to rotations, and come better in the loser side of the bracket. This is actually an extremely talented team. I love watching them play in the 2K online tournaments, but I want to see that type of Reapers come back.
Right now, it just seems like a huge uphill battle, especially with Summons with his boom shot right now. Even though he doesn't connect with it, I'm pretty sure he got people red. Explosive with double kill, Mental getting one. Aversa and Crash trying to make it happen, but that second boom shot basically shuts him down. 1v1 situation. One of the best 1v1 players in the game, Summons, coming out on top on that exchange, and OpTic Gaming winning yet another round, and that right there is going to put him at series point, ladies and gentlemen. 6-2 lead over the Orlando Reapers. They need a miracle, and this is their very last weapon placement here for their squad, so it's going to be very interesting what they're going to decide to do. And to me, I want them to throw a drop shot somewhere. I want them to
they
bye,
don't learn,
guys.
PR.
I'm going home.
PR, they don't learn, PR. If you're, so logic tells you, okay, if there's a boom shot down and we always lose in that spot, do we continue to fight there, or do we bring the fight somewhere else?
You want to bring it somewhere else, or put another weapon on the map so the same numbers aren't going in the same spots. The only weapon that could really rival the boom shot is the drop shot, so that's why I'm kind of screaming for it. But you know what insanity is, right? You know what insanity is?
Keep trying to do the same thing over and over again, and it's not working.
Yep, and right there, maybe we're insane right now, because finally the Orlando Reapers coming out on top in an initial, but this is what I talk about against OpTic Gaming. You can't fall in a 6-2 hold.
No, and the fact that you won the initial, now you're going to have to go up and be aggressive. Now that you're up in numbers, take advantage of that. Mental's down, push forward, try to get that triple cap. This is your only chance, and Orlando Reapers, they're doing exactly that. PR, I told you at the beginning of the round, that X spot was genius.
Yeah, you think so?
No, it wasn't. Because they got another round, they have to play perfect. OpTic Gaming, all they need is one more round.
See, I want to guess what OpTic Gaming is going to put. I think it's going to be somewhere either a throwaway towards the catwalk side or the top side of the map, or nades in the middle.
It's going to be nades in the middle. Yeah, there we go.
They want to condense the fight. This is where OpTic Gaming is really good at these wolf pack scenarios, keeping their players closer together, and that's exactly what the nades are going to do. You're not going to spread it out too far towards the pumping station. You're going to keep it centralized towards the middle, and on top of that, it's kind of very similar to what we've seen in the first half with the nades being placed there as well.
This is the same fight that we've seen throughout the entirety of this map. The boom shot over in the pit, the platform, you're going to have a nade, and OpTic Gaming, slaying away. Orlando Reapers are going to have to be perfect, winning 4 rounds in a row, starting with Yogurt. Getting a kill on Summons, but Praised and Solar's answer back with a double kill. Make that 3, 4, 5 players dead in a row. OpTic Gaming, this is it.
I'm not sure. Obviously, it all depends on. I don't even want to talk.
Yeah, this is essentially going to be a 2v1. Hudson's, he's not going to be able to get in the hill on time. And OpTic Gaming winning their pool undefeated, 3-0.
So far, their bet is clear.
Their bet is clear, yeah. They haven't lost the map yet.
Undefeated, and what a way to do it as well. 7-0, 7-3, a dominant performance from OpTic Gaming. As man, they are turning up, and they're turning up in a major way here on Saturday, aren't they, Ribs?
Oh yeah, and they're literally just warming up. You know, they're trying to get to the championship bracket. They did what they had to do, 3-0. And now champ bracket starts, and now we're going to see Mental actually put away the shotgun probably a little bit more. That whole game, he was just running around with the shotgun, both maps.
They looked so free and loose. Yeah. Like they had no emotion on their faces. It was just like, it looked like a scrim.
Yeah, King of the Hill on Blood Drive. Here's word 2.
A scrim that they're forced to play.
Yeah.
They're like, Ashes, come on, can we take the day off? No.
They won and nobody smiled. Nobody smiled. So congrats to OpTic Gaming.
Yep, another day in the office for OpTic Gaming. Really, Ribs, looking at that gameplay, we saw a couple rounds picked up by Orlando Reapers, which, by the way, I got to give you some credit. You said 3-4 rounds max for Orlando Reapers. Right. They got 3, so kudos to you. But anything that they had going, anything that you saw, some glimmers of greatness from Orlando Reapers?
I mean, that pit fight has always been OpTic's like home. They're really good at that fight, but Orlando Reapers were able to win it a couple times.
Yeah.
And maybe it was a couple hiccups from OpTic, and maybe it was just them being overconfident, but that's not going to win you a map. That's just going to get you a couple rounds.
Yep, and ultimately you have 5 of the best players on one team in OpTic Gaming. It's tough to beat. You got to say they're the heavy favorites in this one. But there's some other teams that are looking pretty strong here in Gears Mexico City.
Yeah.
We have Denial undefeated right now. We have Ghost Gaming. Quick update for you guys. Thanks to my buddy Colin. They went up 2-0 in maps. They win over another, I can't remember what team they played.
I think they played the Hateds.
The Hateds, that's it. And they win 7-2, 7-0. So dominant fashion for Ghost Gaming. They're also looking strong. I was talking to Betty and some Ghost Gaming staff here. There's a different level of confidence that this Ghost Gaming squad has. All of the Ghost Gaming staff, a lot of the players here are saying it's going to be an OpTic and Ghost final. But the reality is, we've only seen this Ghost roster, former Splice, in the championship finals one time. Of the 5 or 6 events that they played in, one really great showing. So do you think it's too soon to jump the gun and saying that they're going to make it to the finals, or do you think there's really something different about this Ghost Gaming squad?
I think it's a combination of things, starting with there is something different about this squad. I know Desenide, a story I was told was before Identivs actually went back, Desenide was actually having a conversation with Identivs, kind of jokingly, like, yo, come back and play with us. We can win. And then it actually happens. And then I know from Danny's side, he's reborn. He's refreshed. He's ready to make noise. But also, I think every team here isn't on top of their game like they should be. So that allows for people that we don't necessarily think to win matches and games might not necessarily come out on top.
Yeah, it's just very similar to maybe if Kevin Durant went back to Oklahoma City and won a championship with them, or even more accurate, LeBron James going to Miami and coming back to Cleveland and winning a championship there. Can Identivs, perhaps the LeBron James of Gears of War, can he do it with Ghost Gaming in Mexico City and in front of his Mexico City crowd at home in the same way LeBron did it just years ago? Only time will tell. It's Saturday. We have a lot of Gears left to be played. We're just finishing up pool play before the real action starts. That is the championship bracket. Ribs, we'd love to hear your thoughts on this Ghost Gaming roster. You lived with Identivs. You teamed with him for many years. What are your thoughts on Identivs at being reborn here?
I've seen him grow so much in the past year and a half, and I want to say he'd be able to bring over that experience back to his home, his Latin American teammates, his ex-teammates, Desenide, Chaos, and I want to see him lead those troops to victory. I would love to see those guys get to the grand finals, and the crowd would eat it up. We know they would, but they still have to go through Simplicity, I believe, in their quarterfinals match, and then they would have to play the winner of Denial and Mazer. So we're going to start talking about these matchups soon for champ bracket, and that's honestly when the game begins, and I can't wait. I really can't wait.
You cannot